impending threat that is Mpl-Ph that is ready to just take down everyone onto the side. Hindi naman sa side ng Execration lang, but for everyone. Naharap sa kanila. But Execration has a chance na para sabihin na, ops, papantay kami sa inyo ngayon. Hindi nyo kami mahuhuli ng kahit anong shenanigans ngayon. Hindi nyo kami pwede hulihin ng kahit anong gimmick. Baban namin yung digi at wala kayong magagawa kasi ginulat nyo kami last time.
Pwede lang itigil yun right away. That's it. And kung hindi nyo maalala nyo guys, dito talaga nagsimula lahat yun. Like we said kanina, the Execration versus Mpl-Ph matchup. So, meron din gustong mensaheng ipadala, syempre, ang Execration para naman mabalik yung kanilang, syempre, bravado nga, ika Shinbu, laban sa Mpl-Ph.
Tsaka alam mo, ito sabihin ko sa'yo, hate, consistency-wise, nagkakaroon talaga siya ng problema ngayon. A lot of people are noticing. Pero I think this is the time for hate to actually just step up and drop everything ng pagdududa niya.
Tama.
Yung at this stage of the tournament, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na may pagdududa ka pa sa sarili mo or anything. You just go at it. And talented na player siya. But against JP, hindi mo pwedeng pagdudahan yung sarili mo because JP has been one of the most consistent God carries, katulad nga ng sinabi ni Shinbu. And kapag kapag may onting doubt ka sa sarili mo, JP is gonna eat you whole.
That's right. I think sobrang napakita din ni JP yun noong mga nakaraan. Konting ang tawag doon? Konting pagdududa lang na pinakita ng kalaban niya, papasok siya ng Blazing Duet sa mukha mo. That is a sign of a champion and you cannot falter. If you're hate, hindi ko pwedeng kumurap ang mata mo laban sa team na to. And I'm expecting, you know what? Expecting Claude to be seen here as well.
You know what? May tanong tayo kanina kung kaya ba sumabay ng Execration sa 10-ban setup dito ng Mpl-Ph. We will find out in a bit. Pero kung ako tatanungin, looking at their previous game, previous series sila, I would say yes. Kaya nila. But they really have to prove it kasi nung natalo yung Mpl-Ph sa Bren Esports ng 0-2, nagising ang Mpl-Ph.
Nagising talaga. Nakakatakot na silang kalaban ngayon.
And, you know what? Execration din kasi yung unang nagpakita na kaya mag-bleed ng Mpl-Ph. Even though they're the back-to-back champions, pinakita ng Execration ng game number 2 nila.
Nasaktan, no?
Oo,
nakasakit. Ang Execration, kahit paano, they are obviously still in line for contention dito sa playoffs. And they will definitely want to take this opportunity na mapakita yun sa ating mga manonood.
So, let's head on to the draft.
Wait.
You have the Khalid. You have the Khalid, you have the Yison Shin, and you have that Balmond.
Interesting. Last pick
yung hinahanap ko kanina pa, Yuzhong.
Bakit ganun?
Went under the radar.
Under the radar.
Hindi, ano lang siguro pre. Ganito lang. Ayaw nilang makounter si Khalid. So, kinuha na lang nila si Balmond because that is alam mo yun, deny pick. To be exact. But for Mpl-Ph dito, they get that Yuzhong, and you know what? Yuzhong on Mpl-Ph, it is kind of scary.
It is. And considering hindi pa yun yung first pick nila, first pick nila dito is instant lock na Kufra, which is bihira ding ma-open para dito sa Aura. So, the moment na nakita nila yun, they just went for it straight away. And that's impressive. That's impressive that they got it.
And it's good against the Khalid, kayang habulin si Hate, kayang habulin yung Yison Shin kung kakailanganin. But right now for Mpl-Ph naman, tinanggalan sila ng link dito. So they won't have that certain map presence in terms of coverage, jumping back and forth dun sa may mga base, dun sa may mga side lanes natin to the mid lane to another side lane. So
and the big limitation to the lineup of JP, to the hero pool of JP, we will most likely see either Lancelot or Claude be hovered here para sa Mpl-Ph. So, I wonder kung nasa isip din ng Execration na i-ban pa yun. That's a good one. That's a good thing to look for here.
I mean, at this point, sineset up na lang nila si JP.
Oo.
Sineset up na lang nila si JP to have a good game. Hindi nila binigyan ng masyadong maagang priority yon. And gagawan na lang nila ng paraan dito kung paano mag-thrive si JP, knowing na knowing na Aura PH dito, they can just pick any hero
Ayan
for
na nga.
JP. Tinanggal nila dito sa Execration yung lands
Oo.
kasi ayaw nila yung pressure na may retribution every single time. Turn row retribution, masyado talaga nakaka-secure kasi ng setup yun eh.
Totoo yan.
Masyado nakaka-secure ng turtle, yung mga ganung idea. So, the support will be Chang'o dito for the side of Aura PH and binigyan nila ng last pick dito si JP.
Interesting kasi si Itomax naman ang medyo kinuhaan nila ng hero. And now, they are gonna go back to the Lunox, another team that heavily favors this hero. Isa lang siya sa mga team na gumagamit ng Lunox recently. Napapansin nyo?
So, is this a side lane? Pwedeng side lane Jawhead, Balmond, tapos support.
Trio yung yung Lunox. Na
Support
parang,
Etomax.
di ba mahirap yun?
Pero pwede rin kasing maging support yung Jawhead eh.
Yes.
So, we'll see later. Pero right now, Aura PH, makaka-adjust pa dito yung Execration kung sino yung dapat gumamit sino ng kahit anong hero kasi they are just waiting for Aura PH dito to just pick their last carry. A Claude, would it be that bad? Pero, who knows?
Baka pwede rin mag-carry din. Malay mo.
And then just go for a
Harriet.
Harriet. Okay. Pacing is the name of the game. And
Not bad.
it's going to be JP on that Harriet. Kilowash with the signature Cho and KelVJ just playing whatever the hell there is to play. Yuzhong.
So, ang gagawin dito most likely ng Execration have side lane Khalid and Balmond for the fast wave player and the trio of Hate, Shakno, and Itomax going around the mid lane. And I expect that to be a thing. And what I would like to see is something to stop the Harit. Parang medyo mahirap gawin yun. Considering na si Roughly siya nakuha ng Kufra.
Layering to. Kaya nilang pigilan yung Harit dito for the side of Execration. Pero layering. Ang kailangan nila is mahuli ng Jawhead with Unstoppable Force Ejector. Tapos, meron ding Khalid na ulti. Pero kasi, ang usual na nakikita natin kasi dati, if pareho naman tayo galing season 1, one way to counter a Harris dati is to have that Lunox in.
Yep, masakit sabayan.
Kasi hindi
pag nag-darkening ka, no?
Kasi hindi kailangan skill shot yung skills ni Lunox. So, ibig sabihin, kahit gaano kakulit yung Harris, as long as nakalakas sa kanya, pwede mo siya i-burst down.
So, that's something we've seen before. And now, it's probably going to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So, tignan natin kung mangyayari ba yun as we head into Game 1 for Execration versus Aura PH. And like I said, it's going to be basically that setup. It's very fun to see the interactions as well. Kasi bihira talaga tayo makita ng Lunox. And Itomax, I feel like it would have been better sana nga kung naka-farsa sila, pero Lunox is going to be a good bare bones. Oh, first blood.
Nahuli nila si Benny Cutie agad
Benny
dito.
Cutie,
And he went for the dive, yung creep cut, yung minion cut. So, there is going to be a bit of a punish there for KelVJ, and he is capable of doing that kasi nag-flicker na rin si Benny Cutie. So, good move coming out from KelVJ, just punishing that act na ginawa sa harapan niya. And alam mo yon, you have to convert everything na pwede mo i-punish at this point.
Interestingly, parang 4-man ang ginagawa nila ditong non-stop. So, yeah, there you go. Sa gitna going to the top lane. Nagulat ako, parang ayaw pa niyang umakyat. So, matagal na nakapag-free farm si Kiluash dito sa top lane. That's absolutely fine. And si Benny Cutie talagang pinipilit niya na malalim ang pasok with the Balmond. That's interesting.
And eto Max dito yung next target, but here comes KelVJ going 1v3. Hate ang kanyang target. Eto Max dito, nalapitan din ni Kiel, but that is gonna go to the hands of Greed. And kaya ba talaga na Execration dito i-invade etong side ng Aura PH? Kasi they're really trying, no? Pero napapunish talaga sila just because the Yuzhong is there.
Medyo mahirap to be honest, pero right now si Shakno trying to be disruptive, try to stop the buff from going over to JV, pero yun pala, siya ang makukuha ng Aura dito.
I like the aggression, Execration dito. Nasa kanila yung bola at that point on kasi hindi umuwi yung Aura PH and hindi nila tinantanan.
At may nabawi sila dahil doon.
May nabawi sila. At naparusahan pa nila si JP dito na nawala sa kanya yung buff niya.
Yep, big deal na nawala yung buff na yun. That is a purple buff, additional cooldown reduction, mana regen, and everything that JP actually needs. Ngayon, siya naman ay may hirapan sa Gitno. Will not be able to sustain against the Meteor Shower.
But look at the Zaman Force, hindi napipigilan ng Mpl-Ph dahil lang sa pagkawala ng kanilang purple buff. Benny Cutie trying his best. He will get away. And Execration dito, gusto ko yung idea ng Execration na sumabay eh.
Yep, non-stop sa bayan lamang. And they're really trying to see kung kaya nilang i-out micro yung aura. And somehow they are. At to some degree they are. Pero the problem here is Greed is 4-0 right now. Yung problema doon. Yung Jungle Bayan nag 4-0.
Pero kasi, ang nagiging problema na lang naman nila dito pag sa pagsabay nila is hindi nila napapansin yung mga side lanes. Look at Hate. Hate got, sabihin natin, assassinated by Kilowash Cho. So, you really need to focus more on just protecting your hyper carry at this point. Kasi feeling ko, Kilowash hindi siya mag-shy away from those kinds of, alam mo yun, opportunities. Chakno dito, walang opportunity para tumakbo kung sa Zaman Force is still there. Execration, they are falling to the pressure na pinapakita ng Mpl-Ph dito.
Ang hirap mag-sustain laban sa isang Chang'e at saka isang Harit na pag nagsabay, no? Like, sa kabutan ka lulugar. Medyo mahirap yan. Now they want to go for Turtle. This is going to be a pretty open Turtle unless may magawang milagro sa Ito Max dito. Going in for that assault. Tanggal din si JP!
Ganda. Ang ganda na ginawa dun. Mpl-Ph had a good thing in mind na kunin na yung Turtle doon, but sa Gitno, putting the pressure on, nag-ultimate siya doon. He catches out Harith. Harith didn't have the Salmon Force cooldown reduction. Wala din sa kanya yung purple buff niya.
Wow, that is just interesting. Sa Chakno pa nakuha ng turtle buff. Nalasit nung Unstoppable Force. Now, paano na to? Let's go and look at the Gillette instant replay. Looks like Ito Max talagang gigil here. Going for greed. Nasipa nga lang ni Kilowash. Pero naiwan nila yung dalawa to go for the turtle. Not to mention si Chakno malapit na din. That's why they lost that. I mean, binigay nila isang kill pero nakuha nila mas madami in return.
So Execration dito, even though they gave up 9 kills versus 4 kills for the side here of Execration, alam mo yun, kumbaga hindi siya magiging malaking factor just because you are putting your presence into the map as well.
Yes, exactly.
Hindi yan yung tipong 9 kills tapos dire-diretso na nananalo lang yung Mpl-Ph. Hindi. May objectives din na nakukuha dito yung side ng Execration. Kailangan pa rin mag-ingat ng Mpl-Ph dito.
Tingin ko din. And Mpl-Ph is starting to look like they are just evening up. Execration, yung lamang nila nung early game na bawi agad ng Exe. Right now though, sa Gitno in trouble. Kilowash going for the chase. Raging Sandstorm palayo. Walang problema for Exe. And bottom lane naman, Benny Cutie still non-stop on the Balmond, pressuring KLVJ.
So ito yung nangyayari dito. Sa Gitno, pagka nagduduel sila ni Kilowash, Kilowash knows that he has the upper hand. Pero kasi kahit nasa kanya yung upper hand dito, yung damage output niya ngayon hindi talaga enough just because of the sustain capability na meron ang isang Khalid.
Totoo yun. And Khalid as well is a great laner. That's why lagi talagang uunahan ng mga team natin. Pag pickings sa Khalid, kita nyo naman, Khalid over Yuzong ang nangyari kanina sa
Alam mo
draft.
yung week number 1? Na parang, yung week number 1, sinasabi natin yung Khalid isn't really working, but right now, it is the hero
Oh my
the season. Pero look at this, Chakno nandun sa may pinakalikod. Benny Cutie will be the next target. He has the flicker, he will get away. At andun naman si Yuzhong getting the kill on that Lunox.
And naka-fade, ang maganda naman doon for
Ito na naman
Exe
sila
is
dalawa.
naka-fade away, nakuha si Hate ng turtle buff while all of that was happening.
Ito na naman silang dalawa sa may taas. And that is going to be our Gillette instant replay. Hashtag shave the day.
Napakagandang kuha din on Reflicia's Kufra, pero again, all of that happening, kuha pa rin ni Hate yung buff. And masaya, I think masaya naman ang Execration with that pickup.
Pero dito gusto ng Mpl-Ph talaga mag-push. But still, the question is, can they do that as the superior? Sabihin natin, not really superior, but they have sufficient na clear wave onto the side of Execration.
Ito na nga si kuya mo, Hate. I feel like kuhang-kuha ang timpla. Kuhang-kuha ng Execration na sige, i-pressure natin yung side lanes para hindi nila mapansin masyado yung Lee San-Shin. And it's working. It's working. Lee San-Shin is doing a lot of damage sa mga tore, sa jungle, at So in Aura PH, matagal pa yung iintay nila bago maging solid si KLVJ on that Yuzong.
Okay, tingnan natin dito yung mga plus for both teams. Execration dito, na shutdown nila dito si JP for the early game. 1-3-6 ngayon si JP. Looking at his gold, hindi ganun kataas as compared kay Hate. Pero kung mapapansin nyo dito, there is always the threat na makuli kayo sa mga zaman for shenanigans. JP dito getting stunned. Kaya ba nila hulihin? That is the question. Sa gitno dito, sobrang aggressive. Doon sa may likod, eto Max,
my God!
nahuli!
What
Sa
a
gitna
pick!
dito, ang magiging next target, knock up, will it hit? No, it won't, pero hindi naman kailangan. And why is that win from Aura PH sa clash na yon important? Kasi mag-up na yung turtle.
Tama. Iba talaga. Iba talaga. That is a great timing to go for a fight. And that's a pretty good pickup. Almost for nothing yung kill na nakuha nila doon sa Aura PH from Execration. So now Turtle gonna be open here. JP once more. Zaman Force palapit kay Chaknu. Akala niya safe siya. Yung pala hindi. Last hit will be going to Raflesia instead. But the objective is still alive. Benny Cutie pwede pang mang-steal. With a little counter. He's balling. He's waiting for it. At nakuha pa ni Hate ang Turtle.
And dahil na-threaten dito ang Aura PH doon sa presensya ng Balmod, the Benny Cutie, na retribution ni Hate etong Turtle. And that is...
Wow. Akala ko si Benny, no?
That is a crucial play on the side of Execration. Kasi sabihin man natin ngayon na in terms of kills, kung papansinin niyo yung kill score...
Medyo bugbog. Siyempre, 15-6.
15-6, nakakalamang talaga yung Aura PH. Pero kasi yung gold,
The gold is real.
Hindi yung story eh.
Iba talaga. And they are fighting over towers right now. E2 Max, tinatangke lahat ng sakit ng Meteor Shower. Pero yung torre nila, babagsak ng walang kalaban-laban. Wow, that's a lot of gold that Execration's getting na parang wala silang binibigay. Pero madami silang binibigay sa mapa. Ang bilis mag-farm na Hate dito.
Interesting facts about Execration and Aura PH dito. Alam mo yung Yeeson Shin. Well, not really the Yeeson Shin, but yung Khalid dito ng Execration, it has a high win rate. Kung papansinin mo yung Khalid nila dito, may 3 games before this, and they have a 66.67 win rate all throughout. So, you really have to take notice na kung paano nila gamitin to. Look at this. That is the perfect setup for Sagitno. Naipit nila sa narrow space etong Aura PH. But Aura PH, kailangan nila tumakbo dito. Can they do this? What a play coming out from Chaknu. Tinapon niya dito si JP paharap sa mga kampi niya.
And I think yun lang yung kailangan niyang gawin, right? They just need... Hindi kailangan magkaroon ng super strong na team fight si Chaknu. As long as he can get JP, I think okay na yun. That is the job that you want for that Jawhead. And now, KLVJ is 4-0-2 dun sa Yuzong, pero hindi masyadong naramdaman. I think that's a big problem. Considering ang ganda sana ng stat line talaga. Ang ganda ng stat line dito ng Aura PH, I have to say. And dapat yata, they should have more gold dahil dito sa kills na to. Pero I wonder what's happening.
It's more the idea kasi, di ba, matitake down ng Aura PH yung Execration. Tapos, ang mangyayari, low respawn timers. So, aabot sa oras, natatakbo lahat yung side ng Execration doon sa kung ano mang objective yung kinukuha. At sila yung magsesecure.
Sila pa rin yung kukuha,
Sila
no?
pa rin
Nung
magsesecure.
hanggang dulo.
Yes, nakakuha kayo ng kills, pero you're not really converting it into the objectives na kailangan mo for the side of Aura PH. Execration, hindi talaga nila tinatantanan. And I like the aggression. Kumbaga, harapan tayo kung harapan. Kung gusto niyo talagang yung keep away game na ginagawa niyo all throughout, hindi namin napapayagan yun. Ang gagawin namin, lalaban kami ng lalaban, hindi namin kayo pagpapahingahin.
And yun nga, nangyari over and over again, hindi natin napapansin mga maliliit na bagay na ginagawa ng Execration. Back to the game here, mga kaibigan. Here, 3K gold lead. Out of, I think, most of it is from the towers, obviously, kasi lamang sila ng 2 torre. And that's something na feeling ko kaya namang mapantay agad ng Aura. Diba? Kaya nilang patayin yan. Kiluwash is a strong split pusher. Pero hindi niya magawa kasi he keeps having to check on Benny Cutie. And here's another example of that. I think this should be an easy 1v1, pero
Gusto niya lang gamitin ni
Gusto lang
Benny
yung pa-cooldown
yung
lang.
regen.
Oo.
Gusto niya gamitin ni Benny yung regen.
I think so. I think he's just
And
baiting.
ngayon na may attention na siyang nakuha dito, he will try to get away. Pero ang tanong, kakayanin niya ba? With the help of the flicker, yes. Pero
dodge.
Kilowash dito, with the
Grabe.
presence of mind.
Presence of
Sinabi
mind.
nga ni Shinbu kanina yan, presence
My
of
God.
mind.
And map awareness.
Map
Aware,
awareness.
alam niya na, oy, teka, parang madilim ang mapa.
Yun yung-
Hindi maliwanag ang buhay ah.
Yun yung isa sa mga magagandang presensya ng mga side laners or off laners na tinatawag natin katulad ni Kilowash. It's more on the idea na kumukuha ka ng atensyon para kahit pa paano magkaroon ng breathing space si JP dito.
Oo.
I mean, JP, he's still doing okay, pero hindi yung area na ina-expect mo sa kanya. Hindi yung performance na ina-expect mo sa kanya. Na-shutdown talaga siya dito hard.
That's
Aside
true.
ng Execration.
And I really liked watching Kiluwash play like that. Like, para siyang, alam mo yung Indiana Jones? Parang dami yung tinatakbuhan trap. Isa-isa yung tinatakbuhan niya. Ang ganda nun. Pero, for now, we are gonna go into a big team fight.
Oh!
Most likely, Sagitno with engaged. Creed with the kill on the back foot. And Sagitno being left behind. Si Hate lang focus ngayon ng Mpl-Ph and Nia gets taken out.
And look at this, the turnaround execute done on Greed. Greed will go down. That is going to be the godlike sa gitno dito. Lumuhod sa harapan ng apat. Make that tatlo.
Make that tatlo.
Make that tatlo. Teka lang ha.
Huli ka, boy.
Teka lang.
Make that
roar.
tatlo. Malefic roar.
O, ano?
Boom! Ayan na, ito na yung pang split push talaga. So now, I think, kanya-kanya tinatrabaho yung teams dun sa exchange na yon. Greed yung gusto ng Exe, ang Aura naman gusto ng Hate. Si Hate, nakuha pa sila ng bonus, and the Lord will go over to the red side.
Opening, and this is Execration not really getting the best team fight out of this. Kung
Oo.
nakikita mo,
Na-split eh, oh.
nag-front si Sagitno. Tama yung actually, okay ginawa ni Sagitno dun eh. But the problem is, they did not account for the players na pwedeng pumunta dun kay Hate. And Hate
Exactly.
was put in a 3-man setup, in a triangle formation ng kalaban
Na-takedown agad si Hate.
na hindi niya na alam kung paano lalabas dun at that point.
To be honest, kahit na meron kang mga flicker and dash doon, there was just no way you were gonna get out of there. I think this lineup is specifically made to keep up with the Yi Shin. Kahit na super aggressive na alis ka. At sa puntong ito, wala pang flicker si Hate.
And this is one of the reasons why infamous tong show ni Kilowash. Hindi sila mag-shy away. Hindi sila mag-shy away sa paggamit niyan because they know that Kilowash is capable. Now, here comes the Lord. Unti-unting nagmamarcha. Chakno dito. What does he have in mind? Ang dami niyang plays na ginagawa
Grabe naman yun!
They are forced back. Hate dito. Nahuli ni Raflesia and you don't
Raflesia?
call him Championship Kufra for nothing. Surprise dito si Eto Max. Look at that. Another knock-up coming out from Raflesia. And enabling people is the name of the game. Execration dito. They're falling down. Yung base nila, unti-unting bumababa yung buhay and that is going to be one more hit and that's gonna secure game number 1 for the side of Aura PH. Kamuntikan
Pa, men.
pa ang Aura PH dito.
Championship Kufra, walang katakot-takot na papasok sa backline ng kalaban mo as long as alam nila na kaya nilang lumaban. Yun na yun. Ito yung benchmark nyo sa pagiging Kufra talaga. No doubt about it.
I mean, nagawa nilang baliktarin yung fight. Pero, sa isang perfectong setup,
Hindi dapat mangyari yung lalamang...
na nagkaroon talaga ng malaking gap
Oo.
in terms of Hate and JP nung panahon na yun. And you could see that happening. And sabi dito na Aura PH, wag na lang natin ibigay sa kanila. We're not gonna use it anymore. And we are in a better position
What
na
about-
makapag-secure na mas magagandang hyper carry
Yeah.
for
Right?
their side.
Exactly. A lot of options are open. Yu Zhong's open right now. So, I don't think hindi i-ignore naman ng Aura PH yun. It's not unlikely na papabayaan nilang makuha ng Exa yun. So, most likely the first pick here. If not the Khalid again.
Your team
Hilda!
Okay.
Interesting.
Gusto maging aggressive dito ng Aura PH.
Yep. Early aggression.
Your
And
team is
nasabi natin to kanina, I think, na hot commodity talaga dito. Commodity. ang isang thumbs sa game na to.
Mhm.
In Execration, they'll just ban it out.
They don't care. They're just gonna go ahead and get someone else na equivalent ng FAMS, which is basically this Khalid. And it worked. It worked for a big amount. Today, actually, maganda yung win rate ni Khalid today, no? A lot of teams that pick up the Khalid, I think more or less 60 to 70% win rate. So I like it, and I'm sure it's going to do well for Exe. Ang tanong though, ang dami pa ring open options for Mpl-Ph, not to mention Farsa is also available for green.
Sino yung is this going to be a Chang'o?
Yun nga eh.
And a carry? Yung carry nila? Or are they gonna go for a side lane? Carry na nga nila. Yuzhong na naman. Went
Yuzhong
under.
na
Oh
naman!
yes! It went under the radar once again.
Lancelot. That's a lot of very powerful picks being locked in for Mpl-Ph. Ang sagot naman ng Exe is, we are going to pick Lunox. Interesting. Very interesting from Execration.
Yan siguro yung panglaban nila. Sa Hilda and sa Yuzhong. So, well, it is a given na kung kunyari mag-dragon form siya, may lumapit siya, if Etomax is in the vicinity, pwede siyang ma-burst down through magic penetration. And sa totoo lang, it will force the Yuzhong then to get magic resistance eh.
That's true.
Ang medyo uso kasi ngayon, ang medyo uso kasi ngayon physical eh, kasi hyper carry eh. Pero nagkakaroon na tayo ng point of adjustment just because mayroon Chang'o, may Kagura, and may ganitong Luno.
Yeah, well, the Yuzhong has integral Oracle builds naman. So, I think second or third item usually, pwede siya mag-Oracle. And that's something that, you're gonna force the enemy to play a bit more defensive. That's good. That's good for Execration.
Pero sabi ng Execration dito, ayaw namin ibigay yung Kagura, ayaw namin gulatin nyo kami. Katulad ng mga ginagawa ni Creed. Shenanigans and everything. Mpl-Ph, what are they gonna ban?
Baloy,
Baban ba nila dito yung Yisun Shin? Baban out nila yung Jawhead. Ayaw nila ulit na mabato-bato lang dito. Basta-basta yung hyper carry nila. Katulad ng nangyari.
I know.
Sa game number 1 with JP, getting caught out almost every time na malapitan siya dito ni Chakno.
Surprisingly, binibigay talaga nila yung Yisun Shin. Wala silang pake kung mag-Yisun Shin si Hate apparently. No? And that's very interesting to watch.
And
yeah.
alam mo yun, kasi madali kay Lancelot na abutin eh, yung Yisun Shin.
That's true, that's true.
If they ever go for the Yisun Shin, madali kasi talagang abutin.
Especially yung Yisun Shin kanina ni Hate, which had the Retribution at hindi yung Flicker.
And usually naman kasi hindi mo naman makikita talaga si Yisun Shin na mag-flicker.
Usual meron na. Excuse me.
I mean, you would see more emphasis onto the Retribution. Pero kasi, yun talaga kasi isang selling factor ni Yisun Shin eh. Parang pwede mo kasi i-refresh yung dash niya.
Yep. And
But
it
if you are aggro,
it has a built-in parang mini purify.
Diba?
So I know, pero a lot of the safer KDA leaders that we have right now actually just use that. So Veil.
And it's actually
Ruby!
it's a good answer.
Interesting.
It's a good answer. Ito
Interesting.
magandang sagot siya para sa isang hero na nakaluhod sa isang
Ano
lugar.
nakaluhod?
Ay, yung Khalid.
Si Khalid. Oo, tama. Titigil ka ng matagal sa isang
Titigil
lugar?
ka ng matagal sa isang
Sige.
lugar. Sige. Ulti.
Plus, not to mention, if the Veil builds Necklace Durance early, solid. Sok pa rin, di ba? Interesting. And Hate going for the Claw this time around. Chaknu on that. Okay.
Hindi takot.
Hindi takot ang
Hindi takot
Mpl-Ph.
ang Mpl-Ph na mag-experiment sa mga bye-bye. But we'll know that kasi this is not the first time na nakita naman tayo ng Veil.
Yeah, it's not the first
It's the
time.
first time. Pero at least the creativity is there. Kilowash pa dito. Yung Ruby niya.
Ang tanong, bro,
Ano bro?
nakakita na ba tayo ng Veil na gumana?
That is the
Yun
question.
ang tanong.
That is the question.
Oo, kasi
Well,
there's
we'll see.
always a first time for everything, di ba? There's a first time for everything, and it will be very interesting to see if the Veil can finally find a home dito sa lineup na may Ruby. Kasi kung gusto mo nga namang pumigil at magpabagal ng mga tao, manghila ng tao, Ruby na ang gumagawa nun para sa'yo.
this is going to be a very interesting match. You see Mpl-Ph just pulling out something from the hat na tinatawag natin. But you know what? Execution, on the other hand, sila yung, sabihin na natin sila yung may simple na lineup dito.
They do have a bit more easier to execute
It's an
lineup.
easier
Tama?
to execute lineup. So, if ever they want to win this, kailangan lang talaga nila sundan yung pattern na required para sa kanila.
Yeah.
But for Aura PH, it takes a bit more effort. But if they can pull it off, ito yung mga instances na parang mapapakamot ka na parang, paano to?
Paano to? The surprise factor is the power here for Aura PH, diba? Kasi people don't expect the Veil lineup until you see the Veil lineup. So, I would think na mas tama yung sinabi mo kanina, mas madaling i-pull off yung lineup ngayon ng Execration. Kasi sobrang sanay na sila dito eh. Especially with the Lunox, ilang season na nilang gamit to, it's an easy way to get kills, easy way to burn damage in the early game. And the problem with the Veil is, it's later game damage, di ba? And may mga Veil builds nga na hindi pang bawas talaga. More of pang crowd control.
Yes.
Which will allow yung kanilang hyper carry na to go for lower HP targets. Yun yung punto actually. Pag may Veil Ultimate, hindi mo kailangan patayin using the Veil Ultimate. Kailangan mo lang siyang pababain ng buhay para ma-finish off siya nung hyper carry mo. In this case, that's the Lancelot. So will that work the way that Aura planned it though?
That is something that we have to notice in a bit. Pero nakikita mo dito, that is the hot point, the key point for Aura PH dito. Na nandiyan si Rafflesia, I can catch anyone out na tatambay dito sa may gilid. Pero kung papansin mo talaga dito, palong-palo si Rafflesia.
Palong-palo.
And look at the damage. Grabe yung damage output nila dito.
Yep, it's real. And again, yung passive talaga nitong ni Hilda, it's just something that it's very difficult to deal with in the early stages of the game. It's the reason why this hero gets banned out all the time. 4 people from Aura PH nakatambay ngayon sa mid lane. Control over Lito Wonder goes over to Execration still on that left side. And we are back on even.
Proactive dito si Hayden. Ang ginawa niya, nakita niyang binabasag na yung Lito Wanderer dun sa may kabila. What he did was, he went straight onto the other side. Pero si Benny Cutie dito has something in mind. He went there and nakaluhod siya dito. And it's a way to delay JP. That's right.
Good way to delay JP as well as also just, have vision over that map.
At habang dinidelay nila si JP, sa gitno, kinukuha naman yung buff doon. I like yung pagmando dito ng mapa ng Execration na kinukulit nila si JP to the point na hindi niya makukuha muna yung kanyang purple buff pero ibibigay din naman talaga nila while actually denying yung orange buff doon sa kanyang orange buff side.
That's right. And that's a big deal. Tanggalin mo ng orange JP, it's gonna be harder for him to slow down targets. Pero ang problema, of course, we will still be able to get some kills on the map. Ang problema, si Hate din, ang lakas din ng farm ngayon on that Claude.
Kumbaga, team, ito yung mga nakikita natin sa mga carries natin. They're making adjustments. Pero palong-palo talaga ang isang Hilda dito. And once na nandyan yung Lunox at nag-scale up na yung Lunox, that's the time na magkakaroon ng onting problema na dito si Rafflesia. But right now, ayaw talaga muna nila ibigay yung level 4 noon as they will commit an ultimate galing kay Kilowash.
And si Ito Max going down is a bad sign actually for Execration. I feel like dapat laging buhay si Ito Max to control the mid lane. Or else it's gonna be an easy push here for Aura, I think. Especially Rafflesia right now, sobrang confident dito sa Hilda na to.
Tsaka kasi 3 stacks na to eh.
Yun nga eh. Ang bilis. Actually, nagulat ako.
3 stacks na to. So,
1 kill and 2 assists.
Kailangan nila mag-ingat dito na kapag nakuha ni Rafflesia yung level 4 niya, that's going to be a significant boost in terms of damage.
Absolutely. And now it's going to be, again, clear lang ang magagawa ngayon ng Exe. While the turtle is going to go up, na tatargetin right away for sure ng Aura PH.
And that's the power of a Hilda. Pero ito Rockhart, ang importanteng point ng mapa ngayon is the turtle lane. Nandoon na yung turtle, nag-set up na yung mga teams natin dito and you can see Lance, hindi siya masyadong naaalis dito sa may purple buff area nila. Rafflesia though, andito pa rin siya, hindi talaga siya mapapwersa ni Chaknu umalis dito sa place na to. And alam din ni Rafflesia dito na in terms of the passives and everything,
he's home. He's at home.
Siya yung nasa upper hand pagka nakikipag-trade siya dito sa ginagawa ni Chaknu. And look at this, another kill for Kilowash. Pero another stack na naman for Rafflesia din.
And the Benny Cutie Raging Sandstorm 2v1 lang naman. JP Phantom Execution nagalawan. Grabe naman. Talaga ang teamwork talaga nitong dalawang to. Hindi mo talaga mapapatawad.
Grabe yung Blazing Duet. Nagawa niya yung pakay ng Blazing Duet na yon.
Clear.
Na-clear niya yung wave.
Exactly.
Although, kamuntikan, nakita natin damage output na ginawa ni Grid dito. Grid, he gets caught out. Yung
Eto
sipa
na.
dito kay Rafflesia, Kilowash, andito para umalalay. Pero ang sakit sa ulo talaga ng isang Hilda. Agro, kung agro, flicker out, eto Max. Pero doon sa baba, may Balmon tayo nagpo-push. And that's going to be the turtle going to the side of Rafflesia.
Parang dalawang bully nagsama no? Si Hilda tsaka si Ruby. Hindi mo siya basta-bastang mapapatay. Tapos hihila-hilain ka lang, hahampas-hampasin ka lang ng mga malalaking weapon na dala nila. So talaga naman. And the problem is, for Mpl-Ph, si Hate nakakalibre pa rin ng resources sa kabilang dako naman ng mapa.
Talaga naman.
Talaga naman.
Si Chuck na naman dito, nagkita na naman sa
Kita.
Rafflesia.
Besties!
Bestie, kamusta ka? Pero
sakit.
si Chuck, no, at least, hindi niya binibigay yung brush na yan.
Tama.
Ayaw niyang ibigay. He denies the fact na nakukuha na ng aura to.
Kung gusto man ng aura ng control nun, kailangan nilang paghirapan.
Oo.
Diba?
Pero alam mo, Mpl-Ph, they're getting the game that they want.
Ito nga
Ito yung game na talagang confident sila na kaya nilang mapanalo as long as yung pacing na to tumuloy-tuloy para sa side nila.
Yup, and Greed making it work on the Veil. Pansin mo, hindi siya, he's not getting all the kills, pero somehow he's really helping in controlling the waves at yung controlling yung teamfight. Ayaw pumasok ng Exe kasi yung damage output is real from the Veil as well.
Nakikita mo na naman dito, ito na naman yung invade factor na
yun
pinapakita
na
dito ng side ng Mpl-Ph. Although makukuha ni Hate yung buff niya doon, walang
Not Hilda
maagaw
though.
sa kanya. Pero yung Hilda dito, namamahay na talaga. This feels like home.
Yes. This is my turf now.
Mamaya, promise, makakatulog na yan dyan.
Oo, makita mo, nakahiga na.
Ganun naman talaga pag namamahay,
May
di ba?
kubo na, yung ganun. No?
Pero eto, sabi niya, sige, namahay ka. At look at the damage. Isang knock-up lang ang katumbas sa Rafflesia dito. Gusto siya nawawalang buhay. Siya pa gusto lumaban. Ang grabe yung
Uy,
knock-up.
counterplay!
Hoy! And look at this, the pull from Kilowash. Napa-flicker out siya dito. Tignan natin kung paano ang pacing netong sunod na mga teamfight na mangyayari. Look at JP, talaga pumasok
si
na
JP,
siya dito.
galit na
Sa
galit.
Phantom Execution, wala na siyang dash in dito. And that's going to be the punish. Great play from Benny Cutie, realizing na wala nang pangtakas at that point
Yep.
si JP.
Sobrang ganda ng ginawa ng Execration doon, going for who we really need to go for. And a big mistake for JP to go chase Hate into uncharted territory na wala silang vision. So, naging problem yon, and Hate was able to get an assist because of that as well. It was just uncharacteristic for JP to go there without backup. And ang ganda naman ng sagot ng Exe doon as well.
And Execration making things count. Hate dito has the turtle and level 12 na si Hate. If you would look at the items ni Hate dito, I'm pretty sure na nakukuha niya na din yung perfect setup para sa kanya. And there is another pick of Hate dito. Man, oh man, he's just going ham. And grabe yung farm ni Hate dito.
Sakit! Naka-turtle pa yan. And another 2v1. Tower goes down as well. Sa bot lane, Execration ngayon, galit na galit. Going for the hunt. Eto na si Chaknu. That was a nice try. Kung nasipa sana niya sa kabilang direction, iba sana ang magiging resulta noon. Pero still, makuha pa rin ng Exe ang Torre sa gitna.
At nagbago ang pacing ng story natin dito. Execration, they are leading this again. Kung nakikita nyo, lamang na naman sa kills yung Mpl-Ph dito. Pero in terms of gold, iba ang story.
Sila pa rin ang lumalamang.
Sila pa rin ang lumalamang. And ito yung sinasabi natin, relentless, perseverance, persistent. Ayaw nilang ibigay ng madali itong laban na to.
Sabi nga ni Shinbo, puso.
Puso
talaga ng
Kumbaga,
Exe.
hindi nila susukuan. Yun lang yung isang factor ng Execration na makikita mo para sa side nila na talagang gumagana. Hindi nila sinusukuan basta-basta. Pero
Grabe namang pick yun! Chaknu, boy!
Sinasabi nga natin, Chaknu. The X Factor.
The X Factor. Out of nowhere. By the way, misposition from Greed to go near that bush. Pero I guess yun yung mahirap pag you don't have heroes like Yisan Shin, Selena, or Diggy for the map control, for the vision. Talagang there's no way but to face check those bushes.
Pero kung nakikita mo naman dito, Rockart, kung paano na sumisetup dito, yung side ng Execration sa loob ng gubat ng Mpl-Ph. And this could be bad for the side of Execration, pero mababa din yung buhay dito ni JP. If they can get the kill, this would be bad for the side of Mpl-Ph. Nandun sa may likod, Kilowash dito, nahuli na siya. And Execration, just manning up to everyone here on the side of Mpl-Ph. Bigla na lang nag-swing yung favor pabalik sa Execration just because Hate is getting the farm that he needs.
Finally, Hate is looking better here. Aside from that turtle buff na nakuha niya kanina, going for the Lord as well. Slow and steady on the objectives. That is the name of the game right now for Execration. With a 5,000 gold lead laban sa Mpl-Ph dito sa Game 2.
But ito, Rockart, may tinatawag tayo dito. One mistake could actually cost Execration. Looking at the Gillette Instant Replay, look at this fight, Rockart.
It actually did look better kasi walang ibang sagot ang Aura kundi ang tumakbo dun sa posisyon na ginagawa ng Exe around their jungle area. So, this is forcing Mpl-Ph to go into weird situations and awkward positions na lumalamang sila sa laban dahil doon.
And nahuli si
Nahuli
JP.
si JP!
Nahuli si JP, and that is bad for the side of Aura. They might have dropped the ball dito sa game na to. But let's see. Grid, nahuli niya si Hate na tumatalon dito habang nagbi-blazing duet. And this is really the time where Execration wants to finish this. Wala si JP, wala si Grid. This is the perfect time for them. And look at them, para silang nag-aabang dito ng bus para ilabas sila dito sa base.
Take me
ng
out.
Mpl-Ph. Pero sabi nila dito, wala nang patumpik-tumpik. Tapusin na natin to. 4 seconds habang mag-respond na si JP. And this is going to be the crucial moment of the fight. Buhay na uli si JP. There is damage output. And look at this. Chaos Darkening. It's there. Digital counter na ba to? Roughly siya dito. Yung Hilda niya kanina na sobrang bully. Ngayon siya na ang binubuli. And man, oh man, Execration dito just rallying
Last
back.
wave.
Getting this win against the side of Mpl-Ph. Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to a game number 3. Hindi basta-basta ang Execration.
Hindi basta-basta at lalaban hanggang dulo kahit na Eagles. Sa simula, that is Execration. Sabi nga, pinupuso talaga ang labanan. And I'll be frank, I didn't see the route
Nga kay Grid, and yung mga sipa na yon, that actually caused a lot of delay.
Ang tagal na delay nun.
Grabe
Oo.
yung binigay na, na
So,
espasyo dito ng
wala
other
talaga.
members sa Execration.
The rest of the team is
si
great.
Benny,
Yeah.
si Sagitno, si Chakno, tsaka si Etomax. Binigyan nila ng espasyo talaga ng todo sa 8. So, that converted it into a win. Mpl-Ph dito. Man, oh man, this could go both ways. And without the Diggy strategy, katulad nung last time,
paano na, di ba?
hindi na secure dito ng Mpl-Ph yung first game. That could have been a 2-0 if it was the same setup.
And hindi nila makikeso with the Diggy anymore.
Pero hindi na,
because
nakita na ng Execration
nakita na eh.
eh.
They
Nakita
are-
na ng Execration.
For sure, natuto na din yung Execration from the very good victory that Mpl-Ph had with them previously. And itong rematch nila, it's looking better definitely for Execration. Now, we will need to focus on this draft for Game 3, mga kaibigan. It has been a long night. Hopefully, you guys are still good. Kasi for sure, you will be very excited to find out kung mako-complete ba ng Execration ang bawi laban sa Aura, or will Aura solidify that their win rate is definitely something that you have to be scared of.
Surprisingly, Mpl-Ph, binan na nila yung show. Ayaw nila mabigay nila sa side ng Execration. Nakita nila yung
Nakita na
potential
nila
ni
no?
Chakno.
It is interesting.
Ano mo na lang, kumbaga, tanggalin mo na lang. Ang lakas ng impact eh.
Yeah, the impact is just ramdam na ramdam. It wasn't evident until later stages of the game where Chakno is hindi na siya masyadong napapansin until you find it. Pero I feel like they could still use it though. Kiluash's show nung first game was beautiful. That was just one of the trademark na talagang, alam mo yung kahit sinong hero, pag binigay mo kay Kiluash, naging split pusher, nagbibuild nung, ano yun? The item that adds, and ano nga pa yun?
Ano yun? Adds
Sige, kaya natin yan.
Adds
Mamaya. Yung
Oh.
may physical penetration tsaka yung basag ng torre. Malefic Roar yun.
Oh.
Keep forgetting that beautiful name.
Hindi kasi,
So,
hindi naman talaga usually kasi kinukuha.
Usually talaga kasi bihirang-bihira yun. And si Kiluwash binibuild sa mga hero na tulad nun. So it's like,
Kasi
it's funny to watch. For the tower taking, di
Gusto
ba?
niya talaga yung tower take
Oo.
And as long as yung tower take na yun, nag-stack yung only fast tsaka yun eh.
Tsaka yung percent damage nung nung
Oo.
Malefic Roar. Tsaka yung
Oy!
Selena na open! Yun ang bakit hindi natin napansin. And the Hilda though.
And it's because of the Selena. It's because of the Digiban din.
The Digiban, no? They want that vision. And obviously, Aura PH mas komportable sila with heroes that provide the vision. Like the Selena, like the Digi. And as well as the Yisan Shin, which was
Okay.
not evident this time.
So, naniniwala ako na one way to beat a Selena is to be aware of your surroundings. Kasi may times babatalan ng pana.
Awareness
you don't
pa ulit
expect-
tayo.
you don't
Awareness ulit.
you don't expect it. Tatamaan ka. Then that means
Time to Facebook.
time to
Pag tumama yun ng
time to
tagal,
Facebook, time to TikTok.
TikTok mo muna,
Oo.
sandali. Diba?
Pero kasi, once na aware ka at na-control mo agad yung mapa dito for the side of Execration, there's a big chance na hindi mag-online yung Selena. Pero kasi, may bola kasi
Ayan
ang
na nga.
Selena eh. Kaya kasi ng Selena, makatama lang ng isang magandang pana, mag-iiba na yung complexion ng laro eh.
We'll see if that's gonna happen here. Because Aura PH definitely comfort at vision. Ayan na, nakuha na naman nila ulit ang Yisan Shin. Uranus, I'm surprised this wasn't banned out. Now, Benny Cutie will be locking in that for hate. And nagsisimula nang maging komportable ang Execration dito sa Claude na ito.
Okay, so sinabi natin kanina na Hilda is one of those heroes na aggressive. Nung nakita nila yung Selena dito onto the side of Aura PH, ang sabi ng Execration, kunin natin yung Selena
Sige.
tsaka yung Khalid.
Yep.
Ilaban natin yung jungle control.
Harapan.
nila. Harapan,
Oo,
invade
harapan.
natin sila. Bigyan natin sila agad ng pressure para hindi sila makapag-setup. Kasi ito pa rin yung kailangan mo alalahanin dyan eh. Na kapag ka nag-set ng trap si Selena papunta doon sa base, sa jungle mo, pwede mo siyang parusahan ng palo galing kay Hilda.
Exactly. So, the problem there as well is, sa early game, kaya nilang kaya nilang mang-invade dito, Execration, using that Hilda. And I think expected na yon dapat ng Aura PH. It's the time where the Selena is most vulnerable. Diba? The moment you don't have all of your skills yet. So, expect that, and not to mention, they will also, the Execration will need to draft a lineup that can once again buy time lang para dito kay hate on the Claude.
Yeah. Ngayon, ang tanong ko dito, ano kayang setup yung gagawin ng Aura PH dito panimula? I know that this is going to be the support Selena.
For sure.
Yes. It's a greed hero, bibigay talaga nila kay Creed yan. Pero ano kaya yung gagawin na panimula ni Creed? Kasi may mga Selena na nandun sa may middle lane agad. May mga Selena na sinisecure agad yung blue buff, yung purple buff para dun sa funnel nila, sa hyper carry nila. And that's what I'm interested about. Kasi gusto ko malaman kung paano mag-react yung Execration. Kasi may mga times na may nakita tayong games na tinatapakan yung mga traps na siniset up dun sa purple buff area bago pa lumabas yung mga monsters.
That's true.
Just to not give out
Counter
yung
lang,
early,
no?
yung early na pagkuha or yung early damage doon sa buy buff na yun.
Yeah, mapabagal lang yung
Mapabagal lang,
take nung big camps, and I think that makes sense. Now, they are looking for heroes na medyo hindi din basta-bastang matitake down nitong Selena apparently, which is the Jawhead. Expect that onto Chaknu once more. Was not good on game 1, pero this time around should be better considering na hindi ganun kalakas yung early game threats ng Aura PH.
Alam na Execration dito na hindi na sila pwede mag-keep away game. Kumbaga yung didistansya lang sila, tapos poke-poke lang. Hindi pwede na, papansin mo yung ginagawa nila ngayon, pasugod lahat.
Pambraso.
Kasi
Expect pati yung Claude na to. For sure, didikit to no?
kailangan nila brasuhin dito yung Aura PH. And dun yung tingin kong magkakaroon ng point of adjustment ng Aura PH. Yung pambabraso na gagawin netong Execration. And they get the high loss. Sige lang.
Sabayan tayo sa harap.
Sabayan tayo sa
Let's
braso.
go. It's a Royal Rumble.
It's a Royal Rumble. And tatlong melee ang meron dito ang side ng Execration. That's the time where Alice will really Shine.
Yep, super slow plus life steal for days. And now it will be another Lunox game. So, very interesting draft here coming from both teams. May kanya-kanyang kondisyones para manalo. I think na mas komportable yung Exed dito sa lineup na to. It looks like an Execration lineup and it looks like it will do great in early to mid game. I'm not sure about the late game though, pero for sure si Hate naman ang sasagot doon. Mamaya naman dito sa Mpl-Ph, these are very highly contested heroes. The Selena, the Uranus. I think this from pure firepower, they should have an advantage.
Ako, naniniwala ako dito na ang nangyari for the side of Execration, pinalakas lang nila yung supporting cast dito para kay Claude. Kumbaga, hindi dapat makakuha ng magandang early game yung Selena dito. Dito sa side ng Mpl-Ph, ang ginawa lang nila, they got the Selena, pero yung hugging capability na ginagawa dito ng lineup ng Execration, medyo tinanggal lang nila with a high loss.
Yep. Or at least pinalambot man lang. Pinahirapan lang nila konti yung Execration na lumapit.
Tinamot sila Chuck, no? Alam nila
laban
na
agad,
yung pinakaunang gagawin
tapak
nila.
sa
And
trap.
kita mo, tinatapakan nila yung trap.
Sakripisyong tupa.
So that hindi mauunahan dito ng Mpl-Ph yung pagkuha ng Execration ng purple buff. And that means, kasi kapag nauna ka, rotation-wise, mas mauuna kayong makaikot dun sa mga jungle monsters, mas mauuna mag-level 4 agad dito si JP.
Magkakaroon ng threat, kumbaga. Magkakaroon ng threat na magkaroon na early gank. So because of that, the traps are actually a big deal. Kung hindi nyo papansin, sasabihin na ng mga tao, trap lang naman yan eh. Ano ba naman? Isa dalawang trap lang yan. Pero it does make a big difference in the DPS of the Selena.
And yung Claude dito tinamaan, and this is the capability of the Selena.
Yun na nga yun. Sinasabi mo pa kanina pa paulit-ulit, one good arrow can do a lot of things.
One good arrow can do a
Madami-daming
lot of
bagay.
things. And sa Gitno, going 1v1 against Kilowash dito, wala pa siya sa mga levels niya. So sa Gitno dito, yung high-end kaya niya and yung innate dueling capability ng isang Jawhead, nagamit niya to his advantage.
Maximum effort there.
Kami ginagawa ni KLBJ dito. Minamaso siya ni ano?
Mahirap Hirap na hirap siya. Ito yung braso lineup.
Braso lang talaga.
Ito na yun. And it's working. It's working for Execration in the early game. Now, they will need to keep this up. Kasi ang kalaban nila dito is yung farming time ni JP naman. And JP is known to just pop off pag napawayaan. Which is happening right now.
Pero kasi, eto lang marksman laban pa rin tayo dito eh. So kung sino yung pinakaunang makakuha siguro ng dalawang items, I feel will have a certain advantage. Agad-agad dito for the side of both teams. Kung sino yung unang marksman na may enable. Pero sa gitno tinamaan ng pana. And
Pana is real.
Pana is real.
That's it.
At tinamatan naman! Bingo!
Is a bingo. Ano yun 2 in a row. Ay, sino?
Sabi ni Shinbo, tumuturo sa amin parang pana yan. Wala naman.
Excuse me, Kuya Shinbu. Hindi ganyan. Iba.
Ay! Tinamaan na naman. Naku po!
What is happening? It's a triple.
Kung ganyan...
Kuya Baloy.
Hoy, Baloy.
Hoy, Baloy.
Grabe ginagawa dito ng Selena talaga. Kaya you don't really you don't see teams give out the Selena nang basta lang.
That's true. Ito na yun. This is a perfect statement game as a reason why you should ban out the Selena if you're not prepared to do it. Pero to be honest akala ko yung lineup naman ng Exe kaya naman mag-Selena eh. Kasi medyo tanky yung karamihan ng miyembro nila. Pero they're showing na may kakaibang ginagawa ang aura dito na sobrang sakit ng Selena ni Greed. Kahit walang items, kahit walang buffs.
And sa totoo lang, yung mga panang yun, at times parang hindi mo na nina-expect yun eh.
Kahit yung kalaban nga hindi na-expect. Kaya nga tumama. Which is... It's tingin ko dumadaan ba to sa mga grasp? Gusto ko panoodin mamaya sa replay eh. Pero right now, ang kaya panoodin is Very Cutie trying to save his life na hindi naman niya kaya with a chase from KLBJ and Tugan.
So tignan natin dito yung mga magagawa ng Execration para kahit papano mapigilan yung ginagawa dito ng Mpl-Ph. Mpl-Ph, clearly, they're actually winning the early game tempo. Kung nakikita mo doon yung Execration, this is a good start kasi si Hilda, si Chaknu, pumunta doon sa orange buff ng kalaban. So, inagaw nila yon kay Yison Shin, and that is going to, sabihin na lang natin, magkakaroon ng onting pag-lessen sa damage dito na ginagawa ni JP.
But still, I mean, JP is happy with just getting these side lanes and side minions. And nakuha din niya yung kanyang turtle buff. So, Mountain Shocker is gonna hurt a lot as well. And I feel like Orange Buff na lang kulang. Kaya na niyang makipagbarasuhan right now with almost every member of the Execration.
You know what, Rockhart? There's a lot of things na kailangan ayusin ng Execration if they want to win this. This isn't a lost cause
Not
for
yet.
them naman. Not yet. As long as hindi na sila matamaan ng mga pana na binabato dito ni Greed katulad nito. And it's really the pacing ng Mpl-Ph dito na gumulat sa side ng Execration.
Speaking of gulat, look at that damage output from one skill of Kiluash. Of course, the follow-up is real here mula sa miyembro ng Execration. Eto Max going hard on the chase. Kiluash goes down as well. Greed, you are in danger. Ejector out of the way. And looks like JP will be able to clean it up in the end. 2 kills and a tower para sa Mpl-Ph.
Shaq na dito. Stepping on a trap. And Benny and Kiel VJ having a bit of a scuffle. Medyo nagkakaroon ng away dito. And look at this, pareho sila nag-sustain sa isa't isa.
Yup, kanya. Oo nga, no?
Yun yan.
That's funny. Revolution though with a great stun. Locked in by JP. The damage is real mula sa Yisan Shin ng Mpl-Ph. Ngayon naman, ang Execration will need to catch up on the Gillette replay here. Muntikan na. Ang daming muntikan here. Muntikan na mabuhay si Kiluash. Muntikan ng madali si Greed with the ejector. And the small moves are really making the biggest impact dito mula sa ating Gillette Instant Replay hashtag #ShapeDay.
And ito yung tinatawag nating domino effect, Rockhart, na dahil lang sa isang pana, dumire-diretso na yung pag-snowball dito ng Mpl-Ph. Binabangga na lang talaga nila literal lahat ng pwede banggain dito onto the side of Execration. And ang na-enable talaga kasi si JP. Legendary na si JP ngayon.
Legendary. 6 minutes, 14-3.
And ikaw, isipin mo, you're a funnel hyper carry. You're a funneled hyper carry. And you really want to, you know, deal as much damage as possible. You cannot have a better position than this na ina-experience kayo ni JP.
That's
And in the
true.
hands of a capable carry, hindi magbabackdown si JP.
Yep. So what's the counterplay here? Ano ba ang kailangan gawin ng Execration para mabuhay dito?
Just use your innate pick-off capability. Katulad nito, pilitin
Ayan,
mo
oh.
sila lumaban
Yung
sa
ba
mga
yun?
ganitong areas. Pero kasi masyado talaga mataas yung damage output ni JP dito. At least delay the game. Let hate find ways to farm. At kunin mo yung attention dito ng Mpl-Ph na hindi kayo matitake down or cut yung losses nyo to a minimal.
Yep. Problem is, again, ang hirap din iwasan ng mga traps and pana din ni Greed. Kaya, I don't know, man. Nagiging Jumongski na si Kuya Greed dito. 307 on the Selena. And so far, they're just waiting for the turtle, probably for another close-up here. This is getting more difficult by the minute here para sa Execration.
Hindi it is. At itong Mpl-Ph, hindi sila titigil sa pagiging aggressive eh. Alam na natin to from their side na tuloy lang to. Map control is their game. Ganito sila manalo. Execration naman, kailangan lang nila maging patient.
Yep, just be patient. Just know that you can do this if you can clear the wave, which is I think they're having problems right now kasi lumalaban sila sa ilalim ng torre bot.
Sino may ginagawa ni Kiluash dito? Hugging out, ito si Claude. The arrow is there. Hate dito, kamuntikan tamaan, pero Benny Cutie,
Binibait niya, men.
Alam mo yun, napatakbo siya onto the wrong side of the map. Talagang kinukuha na lang nila yung attention dito ng Mpl-Ph. Ang ginagawa nila, pinupush back nila yung wave. Ayaw nila talaga magbigay dito ng tier 3 turret. But they have to bow down etong isang to. Kasi hindi na nga talaga sila makakahabol doon. And at this point in time, look at the gold lead. 9K halos.
9K at 8 minutes. That is not easy to recover from. And I think gusto nang tapusin agad ng Mpl-Ph ang laban na to. Going for a lot of kills. 2 members remaining para sa Execration. Sa Gitno, will he be able to save it? I don't think so.
Oh man.
And the Maniac.
That's going to be a Maniac wipe out Execration dito. They will lose the series, and JP, they're having a bit of fun And nako, medyo nasobrahan.
Nawala yung minions.
Nasobrahan.
Wala yung minions. Jackno with the flicker in onto JV para lang mabawasan ng konti ang kanyang buhay. Pero looks like that's gonna be a 2-1 victory mula sa Mpl-Ph over Execration.
You do not give the Selena to Mpl-Ph.
That's Selena. My gosh.
Let this be a lesson
Please.
para sa mga makakalaban pa ng Mpl-Ph. You cannot give out to Selena.